Alright, Tim, so now we're going to move on to a little bit longer shot on the green, but we're going to use a pitching wedge.
Okay.
And your advantages to using a pitching wedge is shorter swing and there's less air.
Right.
And what I mean by less air is when you use a club such as your 54 or 58, you run into problems of hitting it fat and the leading edge digging into the ground or hitting it and sculling across the green, which is caused by trying to make a bigger swing for a longer distance. So for this, we're going to bump up to our pitching wedge, which is going to allow us to use that same shot that we used with this for that short shot.
Yeah.
Because we're still going to deal off the club, have our hands ahead, weight forward, and we're just going to give it a little punch, rock our shoulders. So it's going to be the same swing eventually, but it's going to be to a longer hole.
Okay. So we're doing the far one right there?
Yes, sir. Very nice. You stayed down through that shot, and your shoulders got all the way through the shot, which is really nice. Very good. You can also use this for your shorter shots. You have to practice with it more because of the loft differential between the two.
Right.
So obviously it would create less error again. If you go shorter, you just have to swing less.
Okay.
All right. Very nice. So some practice drills that I like to use while I'm chipping. There's always the towel drill. You can put a towel out there and just try to aim for the towel, which is pretty common. Another one I like to use is if you start short on the green, you make your first chip, and then try to put your second chip about 2 feet behind that one, and keep going. So you're constantly changing the distance. And then once you reach the farthest point, then work your way back, so that you can gauge how far you're hitting it and what the ball's doing.
Right. Okay.
So those are some good practice tips that I'd like you to practice on your own time for your short game. But again, remember, it's very important to, again, keep that angle and keep your weight on your front side and just rotate your shoulders through the shot. So we just want a nice little stroke just like this. It's like a big punch stroke.
Gotcha. All right.
You feel comfortable with that?
I do.
All right. All right. Well, Tim, I want to thank you
All right, yeah, thanks,
again
Stu.
for coming out, and come see me if you have any questions.
All right, I will.